Shalom. I want to start by giving all the praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rarakakwa double honors to my teachers, the elder apostles of the great millstone, Ruel, peace and salutations to the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, God over the four corners of the earth. Some news just came in. Basically, you just had the Israeli Air Force. They dropped off a Christmas present over in Syria, and it was an act of war, of course, in which if you understand the history between Israel and Syria, they've been at conflict, they've been at odds, since the creation of the state of Israel going back to 1948. And you had the Arab-Israeli War in 1948, and after that, you also had another one in 1967 when they annexed Golan Heights, and they had a 6-day war. And there was also another war that happened after that. So, they've been at war, since the state of Israel's inception, going back to the UN partition plan that established, the state of Israel and the state of Palestine. All right. So, just today, the Israelis, they basically sent out a strange Christmas greeting before they dropped a bomb on Syria. All right, and this goes to show you that as long as this devil is in power, there will never be peace. It tells you that in Revelation, the 6th chapter, that a great sword was given unto him. Matter of fact, I'll go to it. Revelation 6 and verse 4. Revelation 6 verse 4, and it says, and there went out another horse that was red, all over, right, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. And we know that this is talking about Esau Edom, because he was blessed, going back to when Isaac was on his deathbed, and he had already blessed Jacob with the birthright, which, he supplanted Esau for. And Esau, he acknowledged what happened and was sorrowful, and he begged Isaac to bless him, and this was the blessing, that he would live by the sword. And from that moment on, he would be, at conflict, trying to get revenge on his brother Jacob, which, Jacob is who? You so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So, one part of the blessing is his ability to wage war. And that's all, since Esau's been in power, that's all he's done. Totally quieting the planet Earth. All right? And, Syria, which, is filled with a bunch of Ishmaelites, they also feel that they have entitlement to the Holy Land, through the promise that went to Abraham, which we all know that the promise went to Abraham, but it trickled down to Isaac, as pursuant to Romans 9, and Isaac shall thy seed be called. So the blessing went to Isaac, and then it bypassed Esau when Jacob and Esau was born, and it went to Jacob. Okay, so both of these heathens are fighting over an inheritance that belonged to neither one of them. You see? But this is all good because the Lord is stirring up that conflict in the Middle East, because war is going to take place. All right, we're living in a time of wars and rumors of wars. All right, nation shall rise up against nation, and then we understand that Iran, which is Persia, they have a lot of military personnel stationed in Syria to protect the Syrian government, because they're allied with one another. So, there's been back and forth going on, drone strikes, ballistic missile strikes. Sometimes they've been unsuccessful. They have ballistic missile, defense systems, set up to I'm trying to think of the term, intercept, the attacks that come from the Israeli forces. You see? So just today on so-called Christmas Day, which we know this is a pagan holiday, the world is trying to hang on to the last bit of, pleasure that they can have, because really, these people are miserable. Everybody's on edge. People stressed out. It's a lot of despair in the air. Because this pandemic didn't change a lot of lives, man. It changed the direction of society, and things are not going back to the way they used to be. Things are changing for the worse, even though they're trying to, paint a picture that the world that they're constructing right now is going to be beneficial. But we know that this devil this is all part of his great reset. All right. So a lot of changes got to be made. So ultimately, war is going to take place. All right. So anyway, this is the source here. Amazdar News, or AmazdarNews.com, and it says the Israeli force. It's like the Israeli Air Force posted a picture on its Twitter account that wished its followers a Merry Christmas just before launching strikes on Syria. And that's some gangster shit right there. You waving everybody, hey, Merry Christmas, everybody. And then you be like, but pardon me real quick, I'm about to drop a bomb on these niggas over here. Ho ho ho, motherfuckers, and just attack them. That's Esau for you, man. And that's his nature. So he put that message up, proclaiming peace, right? And then he went and did a terroristic act, and that's let me get that in Psalms. And this is part of the reason why these nations hate this devil, man. Psalms 55 and 21. Psalms 55 verse 21, it says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And that's why you can never trust this devil. Okay? This devil will send you that's like sending a Christmas card, out, and then you sending, some bullets with it, and that's, Esau for you right there, man. So, that was pretty much a act of war against Syria, which really this could possibly be just another part of their proxy infighting between the Israeli forces and the Iranian forces that are stationed over there with the Syrians. So, who knows what can come from that, but, that was interesting that they would do it on so-called Christmas Day. Everybody celebrating Nimrod Day, the sun worship, the phallic symbol of Nimrod, which goes back to ancient Babylon and ancient Egypt. They decided to do an attack, man. War. And that's what Esau do, man. So you better believe they didn't see that coming. Because everybody's focused on, spending time with the kids and the family. Right? But, this is good, because, tension is going to definitely escalate once again. And who knows what's going to happen in 2021. It can very well pop off with the war with Iran in 2021. Lord will, I don't want to Ratazah, man. But we know what the scriptures say. There shall be wars and rumors of wars. It also tells us in Joel, for these nations to prepare for war. All right, let me get that. Joel 3 and verse 9. And it says, proclaim you this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men and let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And that's what's going on. themselves ready, man. You know, and we already know,